one's talked too much about him this year, and that's good because you know, the player likes to sneak through the tournament and not have to deal with a lot of press and so forth. Again, there's his career prize money, 14 titles.
Last night I was speaking to a couple of the Spanish contingent here, and they said, "Who do you think's going to win?" And I said, well, the obvious ones are to pick Curtin and Ferrero and Agassi. They're the three to look at, but I got a feeling Corretja may just sneak through this, the way he's hitting the ball at the moment. Nobody's talking about him, nobody's picking him, and they said, that's funny because we think the same thing, and Corretja's really happy that he's like nobody's talking about him. He feels good about that.
In this year, the best that Corretja's done is quarterfinals at Rotterdam, Barcelona, and Rome. There's Roger Federer, just 19 years of age. He'll be 20 in August. He's a little taller, 6'1", 1.85 m. Pretty good one-loss record, 34-11 this year. His career prize money, a little over $1.25 million. Of course, he's just getting started. He's a youngster, as I mentioned. That'll keep going up very, very quickly. 2001 match record is 130 and lost 11. This year he won in Milan. It's the only singles tournament he's won. He won the doubles this year in Rotterdam with Bjorkman. And last year he got to the round of 16 here. A very good day for tennis once again. Not too hot. Said 19 degrees will be the maximum. There's not a lot of wind. This is the fourth time these two players have met, and as you can see, Corretja leads in their head-to-head series 2-1. Corretja won twice on clay, and Federer won indoors. From a strategy standpoint, Nuke, what do you think we can expect today?
Corretja came into the net a little bit against Santoro in his last match. He didn't seem to back away from doing that. But I think we're going to see him hitting heavy topspin drives from the back of the court. He had tremendous depth against Santoro, good control of the ball. He'll try to pin Federer back down at the back of the court. Federer will try to bust up those rallies. He's talented, Federer. He can hit winners from any part of the court, but he'll try to get to the net whenever he can.
Well, there's our chair umpire, Lars Graf of Sweden, one of the pros that travels with the circuit.
On serve volley, I think we can expect Corretja to serve volley maybe 6 times in the match. Federer, I think he'll serve volley quite a bit more. Likes to serve volley on big points when you least expect it too.
For surprise, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you can see there are still plenty of empty seats. That is usually the case here when these matches begin at Roland Garros. It's 10 minutes past 12 Paris time, and the French are probably enjoying a lunch, maybe a little glass of red. And of course, the next match will be between Sébastien Grosjean of France, who's seeded number 10, against third-seeded Andre Agassi of the United States. You would suspect that it will be certainly capacity here when those two play, having a Frenchman go against a former champion here. Talked to one of Philippe Chatrier's sons last night at the ITF Champions Dinner, and he said he was so proud to see his father's name up on his center court. And we in tennis that know what Philippe Chatrier has done for the game feel very, very proud as well, and we're very happy to know that he will be remembered this way for forever with his name on this center court.
Well, you know how much it would mean to Philippe if he knew that his name was up on the center court here.
Well, we hope he does.
Yep. Exactly.
And we suspect that he's smiling down at us with the success of this event. So Federer will start serving.
30-0.
Nice start for Federer. Holds his serve at love.
Pretty positive start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Four first serves into play.
But didn't hit him cannonball style. He hit hard spin, make sure he get it in, and I think it's a smart way to start.
Yeah, get your rhythm going. Don't come out blasting. Just try to hit a few balls, get rid of the nerves.
And like you say, it's nice to win that first serve and settle down. Now Corretja has to serve for the first time. Might still be a little nervous.
Service Alex Corretja.
Protective glasses on the net court judge.
Cancel. Thompson.
Love. Neither player has lost a point on serve to this point.
It settles that.
Took care of that, didn't it? Yeah. Amazing how often that happens. Missed it.
Both players pretty solid off the ground, forehand and backhand. There's no real weakness on either side. Federer's backhand, I think, is maybe technically a little bit better than his forehand. Forehand's a big weapon, but he tends to make more errors off it. First searching rally that we've had with both players testing each other out, just feeling one another out and their various strengths and weaknesses, and feel how hard the ball's coming back to them.
Neither of them got many of them very deep. You can hit that ball all your might, but if it lands around the service line, it doesn't affect your opponent much. You get some pace on it, get it near the baseline, then you've got a better chance to create some problems. Good serve pays off for Corretja, so game's a 1-all.
Nicely produced backhands, don't they? They have a very good shoulder turn.
And they can go over it on both sides. They top it on both forehand and backhand. That means they can drive it well. They can make it dip.
They'll look at Corretja's forehand, and that open stance is the way most players hit today. As they come into the strike of the ball on the forehand side, the front turns towards the net. They get a lot of pivot. This is where Federer's got to be careful as this match develops and gets into 1 hour, 2 hours into the match. If he's too impatient in the rallies, like that was a very low percentage shot that he tried down the line there, they can start to mount up on you.
And that's what the clay courters like Corretja wants you to do. They'll keep it going and wait for you to take a chance. Long.
So if you're making an extra error, unforced error on every game, that's like starting the game saying, okay, to your opponent, you start at 15 love.
Right.
Good serve. Pretty simple service action, isn't it, from Federer?
Very smooth, very natural looking. He looks taller than they list him. He lists him at 6'1", 1.85 m, and he looks taller than that to me.
He may have grown a bit in the last year.
Maybe. It's only double. Open up the court nicely that time with the forehand.
Yeah, moving Federer way over to the forehand side, and gee, he moves in well on this backhand. They're the shots that he was timing so well against Santoro. Very smooth at the moment, Corretja.
Federer.
Federer holds serve to take a 2-1 lead in the first set. Men's quarterfinal action here at Roland Garros. See the spectators come in on court changes. They're held outside until there is a court change, so the movement doesn't bother the players. Good close-up of Roger Federer, unseated in the quarterfinals here at Roland Garros. Alex Corretja. Probably his favorite shot, the backhand.
cancel.
This has got the makings of being a very interesting matchup, Tony, as this match develops, to see who can try to break the other one's game down, probe for a little weakness here or there.
I wonder, I still think they're still playing somewhat tentatively, like they're both still a little bit nervous, still sort of feeling one another out.
You got one player there, Corretja, who's been in the top 15 of the world for quite some time. And then you've got Federer, who's been gradually coming up the rankings. He's still young, and he's now, his best ranking is in May this year of 18.
And climbing.
So when you say he's unseeded, I think he's going to be seeded in most of the majors from now on in his career. This quarterfinal performance here will probably bring his ranking up to the top 16.
And it won't hurt his confidence then either.
No way.
Ball tense.
30-15, there's the down the line forehand again, the low risk or high risk shot.
Had he made it, there was a payoff. He'd have won it with it. To me, that's part of the criteria when you see him try something like that. If they have a chance to make it, and if they do make it, it wins the point, then it's worth the risk perhaps. Sometimes you see them try a shot where their opponent's going to get there anyway, so it's not worth the gamble.
Round cancel.
Called 40-15, but the board says 30 all.
Changing now, I think. Yeah, now the board's back to 15 all.
Down taunt.
40-30.
So it was, in fact, 40-15.
Good shot. That had plenty of power in it. Backhand, down the line, deep. Was probably the key to it, the depth.
It's amazing how many times the backhand down the line wins because everybody's looking for it to pull it back cross court. Not a good first volley.
And I wonder if Federer picked up on that. He had a choice of going down the line or cross court. Corretja was over there, ready to get the down the line one. So if Federer's on the ball, he'll pick that up. Next one will go cross court. Or a topspin lob because Corretja was very close to the net.
Federer's tried one topspin lob and didn't get it high enough. Game Corretja. This evening at 2-all.
That's two backhand returns in that game that Federer missed, and they were all caused, I think, just by a late preparation.
And obviously taking the eyes off the ball. When you've played as much tennis as these two have, if they miss hit one, it's usually because they don't watch it.
15-0. Yes. 12-0.
Way to punish the short ball.
Yeah, it's a good tactic too, because when you start really punishing the short balls, it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. Mustn't hit a short ball or I'm going to get hurt.
Just missed. I think Corretja thought he'd been beaten there.
He was.
I think he thought it was going to be good, didn't he?
Yeah. He had his weight shifting forward, getting very close to the net again. He was ready to concede.
Once again, the backhand down the line pays off. 30-all.
Great shot. Didn't have enough on it. Was slightly mishit the approach shot.
30-40.
First break point of the match.
A lot of topspin, but you can see it bounced up, sat up there. Corretja had all the time in the world to prepare, even though he was behind the baseline. Good serve volley combination.
40.
That's a very good volley.
Outstanding.
If he doesn't get this volley back deep, he's going to be in a load of trouble. Nice shot from Corretja, forcing Federer to have to play the shot. That was a terrific volley.
Good job by Federer. Saves one break point, and he now leads 3-2 in the first set.
He saved the break point well too, didn't he? He didn't back off and wait for Corretja to make a mistake. He went after his serve and came in and really powered the volley away.
I don't think it's a good idea to sit back and wait for Corretja to make too many mistakes, because he's a very consistent player, particularly on a clay court.
Well, it's a good attitude from Federer, because at this level, if you want to go further in the tournament, you've got to make it happen.
Sure. Yeah, you can't wait for the other guy to make mistakes all the time. Corretja putting a little wrap on his grip to keep his hand from slipping. That's the Musketeers Center there. The four Musketeers have statues out there. Roland, Cochet, Lacoste, and Barotra.
So you don't mean the Four Musketeers from the book?
No, the French tennis fans know him very well. They reign supreme around here in the mid to late 20s and early 30s.
That's why the stadium was built, wasn't it? To house the Davis Cup, which they'd won.
Yeah, they'd won the Davis Cup for the United States, and then they were going to hold the challenge round, then the challenge round. Here, they had no real appropriate place to do it, so they hurriedly built this stadium, and it's the start of a tremendous complex.
Love 15, and stadium's called Roland Garros. Wasn't he a great flyer in the First World War?
He was an aviator, yeah, and an ace. It's an interesting story I'll try to relate quickly between points. He was shot down at one stage and was in a German prison, and the prisoner said, let's tunnel out. And he said, I'm going out the same way I went in the front door. Somehow I got hold of a German officer's uniform, walked out, and the guard in front didn't salute him. He turned and said, aren't you going to salute an officer? And he saluted him, and then he walked off. Unfortunately, later, in more combat, he was shot down and killed.
A little bit of a testing time now for Corretja. He had a break point on Federer in the last game. Now Federer is trying to apply the pressure to him. See how he answers the questions.
Stealing one there.
Talk about finding a way out of a hole. In trouble the moment this lob went up. That was a very tricky shot he had to try to play there, and a half volley passing shot from three-quarter court. You're not going to make a lot of those, let me tell you.
Yeah, Federer thinks he's in the driver's seat. Here he coasts in, and whoops, there it goes by him. 30-all. Break point for Federer. The first year I can recall the players playing, someone playing in collarless shirts, t-shirt type, used to playing years ago.
Federer saved his break point with a huge first serve, followed by a volley. Corretja's answered the same.
His only ace.
Anticipated it again. That's two half volley forehand winners.
But Federer's going into the opening all the time. If he goes behind him, he's going to start winning these points.
Let's watch Corretja what he does here. He has to guess. He guesses forehand. Well, it's one thing to guess right, but you've got to be able to execute this shot when you get there.
That's how short the preparation was, because he just used the speed on the ball. He knew he could just direct it in the court, he'd win it. No games are now 3-all.
Pretty interesting, isn't it? Yeah. They've both had a go at one another, and been able to answer the questions that have been asked of them.
Boy, those were two amazing saves by Corretja in that game, particularly the first one.
Second service. Cancel.
It's the second double, according to my unofficial records.
You can see Federer, after he missed that serve, just telling himself, don't duck down on the serve. That's exactly what he did. He ducked his head down as he made the swing through to hit the ball. More question time for Federer.
That was a heavy backhand right here that Corretja hit that's got plenty of pace, drives right through the back of it.
It's a tough shot, that backhand of Corretja's off the short ball, because he can play it as well across court or down the line. You don't know what, and it's hard to pick which way he's going. Well played point, that one, from both players.
15-40.
It was a really good shot from Federer to get back into the rally, the deep forehand that he hit, and that enabled him to get to the net. But gee, it's tough to play volleys when they get it down at your feet and it's dipping like that.
Yeah, that was a smart play by Corretja, not to drive it, get it down. So 2 break points now for the Spaniard. Corretja gets the first break of the match. He leads 4-3.
Eye on the ball all the way as he hits through it.
Good firm wrist, too. That keeps that racket head from wobbling and gives you a lot of pace on your shot. You come back inside of court Philippe Chatrier.
It's a shot that I think Corretja has improved in the last 2 years, his backhand. The power in the backhand, consistency. He looks very confident when he lines up to hit it.
He will be serving with new balls with a break. There is an adjustment the players have to make with new balls, don't they? They're lighter. They fly a little faster through the air.
Yeah, they do. Usually an advantage to serve with the new balls. You can get a little bit more work on the ball through the air and off the court. Important game, this one, for Federer, to try to get the break back straight away. I never consider you've actually been broken until your opponent's consolidated by holding their own serve. And vice versa, if you break, you've got to be thinking, okay, I've broken, but I haven't really broken until I consolidate here.
Right. Missed it.
0-40.
3 break points now for Federer. Chance to get back on serve.
Play.
Federer.
Did it well too.
He did indeed.
4 jeux partout.
It's the break back and it's 4-all. Made it look easy.
I like the way he went after that last point. So I was saying before, making it happen. Corretja gets the break, and now Federer's won 6 points in a row.
Yeah, some unforced errors off the Corretja racket, which you're not accustomed to seeing. It's his third double.
He's a little looser over there on the forehand side,
yes.
Federer, isn't he, than the backhand. When he's forced on the forehand side, he tends his forehand sometimes gets a little bit wristy and he loses control of the shot.
30-all.
Yet when he's set up and he has time to play the forehand, it's the wrist action that he gets through the ball that helps give him the power, that extra little bit of power.
Also whips from low to high and gets some good topspin on the ball. Game to Federer. He leads 5-4 in the first set.
Federer mène par 5 jeux à 4.
You can see the flags at the top of Philippe Chatrier Stadium blowing gently. Certainly not gusty, windy here, so playing conditions, John Newcomb, would be pretty good, don't you think?
Oh, they're ideal out there today. Perhaps a little bit more sun would be good just to warm the situation up a bit, but nothing really to concern you out there.
Well, the player's worst enemy is a strong wind. And we haven't had to face much of that in this event. Maximum temperature today is said to be 19 degrees, cloudy, chance of an afternoon shower.
Look at the two service actions of the players. Four to Federer in this first set. It's on serve, but I give a little bit of an edge to Federer at the moment in the set. I think he's the one that's been a bit more creative.
Well, Corretja has to hold serve to stay in this first set.
He's making less unforced errors. It's 18 from Corretja and 13 to Federer.
That's not what you would expect, really,
No.
is it?
I would have thought it'd be the other way around. So that's a little bit of a worry to Corretja at the moment.
Zero cans.
Second double. Shots you had referred to, Nuke, about the ability to roll it cross court with an angle and take your opponent out of court.
Yeah, or get it back deep across court, get back in the rally. He was in a little bit of a problem there. It wasn't the time to go for a down the line shot, especially when he had love 15.
Corretja got a big head start on that
one.
He saw it coming. It wasn't really good enough, the drop shot. Not enough backspin. Sat up when it bounced.
When a player can get there in time to drive it with a lot of topspin, you know that it hasn't been a very good drop shot. Game's now 5-all. Each player has broken once. Corretja got the first break, had to lead 4-3, but then was broken at love.
3 unforced errors from Federer in that game. I would have liked to have seen him come around and play a very solid game, make Corretja earn everything.
Missed it.
Zero cans.
Once again, Federer going into the big opening. Obviously, the big opening becomes a small opening because the opponent tries to close that gap. If he'd have pulled that back into the forehand corner, he'd have had an easy winner.
This is a bit of a risky volley from Federer. I don't know why he just didn't play a regular volley. Instead, he took this big swing and he let the ball drop a bit too low. It was just below net height when he struck it.
Love 30.
Good game, good game. He said, well, he's now made 5 unforced errors in the last 2 games. Just when I said he was on top in that department.
Now he's down 3 break points.
And getting frustrated with himself.
One break point saved. Corretja secures a break, and he will be serving for the first set.
They came around and Corretja was serving 4-5 down. That was the moment that Federer should have tightened the screws a little bit. Played a lot tougher tennis and played that like it was a match game. Really poured some pressure on. And to me, that's where Roger Federer, has not come up to his full potential. He's still got to learn that.
Yeah. Well, you learn that with experience, don't you?
When to turn the screws up.
Very experienced Alex Corretja now serving at 6-5, trying to win the first set.
Just to reinforce that point, you're looking at was 4-5 and 18 errors from Corretja and 13 unforced errors from Federer, and now you look at the board and it's 19 all. So in 2 games, he's just destroyed all the hard work that he did earlier, all the good work that he did earlier. And those 2 games were at the end of the set. That's when you need to be playing at your absolute peak.
Crucial time. shot.
40-15.
Just creates a little angle, the off forehand, because it lands so short in the court. Two set points now for Corretja. Corretja wins the first set, 7-5.
7-8.
Here's the stats. There's the unforced error count. 24-21. A look at the stadium. Philippe Chatrier Stadium here. Not full at the moment because everybody's in having lunch, and they're getting ready. They're getting all beefed up on their lunches, ready to come out and watch Andre Agassi play against Sebastien Grosjean, the last French hope.
Right. He's a good one, too. A lot of people think that he could beat Agassi today. Covers court well. He's got a heavy forehand.
I don't know whether he'll beat Agassi, but he'll give him a heck of a game. He'll go close.
The Eiffel Tower, one of the all-time great sights. It's hard to go anywhere in Paris without seeing some beautiful building or monument. The Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées, Place La Concorde.
A lot of history.
Magnificent city, it really is. Great restaurants.
Deuxième manche.
The City of Lights.
Federer.
We're lucky to be here. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of Roland Garros.
You walk along the Champs-Élysées at night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and just thousands of people always walking there.
Cancelled.
The talent's definitely there, isn't it? The ability to play strokes.
A little shorter preparation that time because he was being pushed. Used the speed on the Corretja shot. No question about the talent.
Not enough on the approach shot. Let's have a look where this lands. Three-quarter court, no pace on it, just sat up. Federer could go either way.
Corretja was looking for the ball to go to his forehand volley. Game to Federer. He wins the first game, second set.
Deuxième manche.
Let's have a look at this half volley that he had to play here. That's a very good pickup. That was a tough shot, tough position to have to play it from.
You think he was trying to hit it that short?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you?
I think so. He's got good hands. It came off perfect in the
Yes,
end.
it
I think
did.
he'd say, well, I give myself 12 out of 10 for that. It was a little better than I expected to do.
Colleague Fred Stolle is in the booth with us, pointing out that when they played here last, Corretja won the first set 7-5, as he has done today. That previous meeting was then 7-6, 6-2. See how it unfolds here today.
That was last year at Roland Garros,
right?
Here at the French Open, and I would think Federer's a better player since then, and the match should be a little closer. Should be 4 or 5 sets today. However, if Federer's going to get to the end of a set and do what he did in the last set, I think it was more Federer lost that first set rather than Corretja won it in the end.
Lost his cool a little bit too, didn't he?
Nice execution of the volley. Very good footwork as he approached that volley. Have a look how he prepares for it, the footwork. Coming into the shot, well out in front, eyes on the ball. Off backhand volley can be a tough one to play if you let the ball get behind you.
Not easy to do.
Backhand smash is hard enough at any time, but when you've got a topspin lob dipping down on you, you better make sure your timing's perfect.
And what an angle he got. (30-15). Some thunder in that one right there.
Break point. This would be big for Federer if he could get an early break in this second set. He seems to have regained his cool,
I think
Tony,
so,
after
yeah.
he had that short explosion.
He was just upset with himself because he made some unforced errors. Let it get away.
Premier 6.
Well, there's a break for Federer. That should help his confidence. He He leads 2-love second
Federer
set.
mène par 2 jeux à 0.
Yeah, let's see what type of game Federer plays here. This is where the really experienced player is going to, as I said before in the first set, tighten the screws.
Yeah, that wasn't the best choice of shots.
Hands up.
That only missed by a couple of centimetres on the baseline.
Yeah, Federer let it go like he thought it was going out a meter. You know, it was very close. Boy, that's a bad error there. You're up a break, 2-love, get 30-15.
And a short ball to attack off.
Yes, ball sitting up and 30-all. Shows they're human. Chance now for Corretja to get that break right back. Corretja does get the break right back. Federer 2-1, second set.
Federer mène par 2 jeux à 1.
A couple of average sort of shots on important occasions.
And Corretja did seize the moment. He got that net cord. He rolled off a winner.
I don't know why the ball boy's standing behind Federer with the umbrella over his head. There's no sun out at all.
Just practicing. In case you joined us late, Corretja won the first set 7-5. Was down an early break. Federer was serving at 2-love and was broken, so we're on serve 1-2 second set. Got to come in on something better than that. He knows it.
15-0.
He's saying, give it a little more pace if you're coming in there. We always say these clay quarters like a target, and that's what Federer was there.
40-0.
Oh, that's a very nice touch.
But look where he was.
Yeah, I was surprised that
75.
Federer tried that shot because Corretja was certainly not out of position. He's in the middle of the court.
Corretja.
Corretja keeps the pressure on you.
2 jeux partout. Balle neuve, s'il vous plaît.
Recognized that he had put his opponent in trouble with that forehand down the line, closed in and knocked off the easy one. Games are 2-all second set. The consistency off the ground of Corretja, I think, is starting to pay off for him.
I think you're quite right there, Tony, that Corretja seems to have picked up his game a little bit in the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Solid shots. He's moving Federer around. Got him in trouble here at love 30.
And a loose shot from Federer to get behind love 40.
I think Federer appears to be a little confused at the moment as to what to try to do.
Well, he was going along pretty good.
He was.
It's just these periods where he goes for 10 minutes and makes too many unforced errors.
Corretja.
Break for Corretja. He leads 3-2, second set.
Corretja même pas. 3 jeux à 2.
Get the sense that it's Corretja who seizes the moment, as you've talked about, Nuke, when you get these opportunities, certain situations. Corretja so far has come good. Let's see what Federer thinks of it.
Well, he led 2-love in the set, Federer. Now he's lost 3 games from getting that break, coming round to serve, losing his serve again.
If you were coaching him, if you were sitting on the sidelines now, what would you say to Federer?
I'd say, look, you're behind in this match now, but you're only behind because of your own mistakes,
Own lapses. Huh?
So you're not getting beaten by a better player. All you've got to do is keep your concentration level a little bit higher. And this match is dead level. You've got the ability out there to win it, but maybe that's something you can't teach at the moment. It's something that you have to gradually learn from experience. In some young players' minds, that comes sort of naturally to them, that killer instinct to know when to go for the throat and tighten up your game. with Federer, I think it's been a learning process over the last couple of years, and he's getting a little better at it all the time.
Well, he's just 19. He won't be 20 until August. He has to make sure that he keeps his spirits up. Federer doesn't get to walking on his chin a little bit. That's just loose. I mean, that's not concentrating to miss hit a shot like that. He wasn't being pushed at all.
Again, we see it. He's got 15-30, trying to break back to get back into this set. That was a really key point. And he's just, off a second serve, he's floated the ball long.
He sliced that one, too, and most of the time he'd been more to the top of the ball. This is what a guy like Corretja will do to you. He just doesn't miss that much, and you eventually go for a little more, make a mistake. Game point for Corretja for a 4-2 lead. Corretja thought he was going to get the off forehand. Instead, Federer pulled it down the line and fooled him. So now break point for Federer. Get back on serve here. Some unforced errors by Corretja.
Nice first serve under pressure. And a good change up here. Coming in, shaping up as if he's going to drive the forehand. That got Federer back a little bit behind the baseline, and a quick change up to the drop shot. Good touch.
Well, it's bad luck for Federer because Corretja would have had to make some kind of a half volley.
Corretja.
Instead, this ball catches the top of the net. Made it a lot simpler for Corretja.
Good footwork here from Federer. He sensed immediately that there was an opening and was so quick to pounce on the ball, take it early. That was the key.
Yeah, he made his slide into that ball and his foot stopped just as he hit it. It's the ideal way to play on a clay court. Another break point opportunity for Federer.
Égalité.
Break point opportunities. Corretja 4 of 6, Federer 2 of 5. Break point number 3 in this game. Missed it. So Federer gets the break back. Played a little more consistent there, and a few unforced errors thrown in by Corretja helped him.
Updating Fox Sports News, Essendon will be missing 10 key players for Friday night's clash with St Kilda, including the suspended Dustin Fletcher. New South Wales Rugby League winger Jamie Ainscough has confirmed he will head to England next season. The Australian one-day side has been surprised by a big loss to English county team Middlesex at Lords, and the Wallabies are expecting a physical clash with the New Zealand Maori side in Sydney this Saturday night.
Choice of going down a line or cross court. Right choice from Corretja. You saw Federer make a little move to the right. That may have been good.
He's asking Lars Groff of Sweden, the umpire, to come down and take a look at the mark.
I'd guess it was out then because Corretja doesn't want to make that call. Out.
You're right.
If it was good, Corretja would have just rubbed the mark out and conceded the point.
So now an opening at love 30. break points for Corretja. Federer mumbling to himself.
He does all that hard work to get the break back. Suddenly he's down love 40.
Two break points saved.
Good work.
Time to come into the big serve.
That's 3 good points he's played. Just like that. Save 3 with 3 really solid points and then make a loose shot to be down break point.
Fourth break point opportunity for Corretja in this game.
Great rally.
Corretja secures another break. He leads 4-3 second set.
Corretja 20 pas. 4 jeux à 3.
Smart play there by Corretja, taking the volley, and the fact that he volleyed it short in the court worked out well for him. Didn't come through to Federer.
That was a pretty difficult volley to make, wasn't it? The ball was dipping very quickly. Good control over it.
I think he caught Federer by surprise by making a volley there in no man's land.
You know, and you could see Federer was well back in the court, so it was good tactical play from Corretja to move in at that time.
Well, it's 4-3 Corretja with a break in the second set. That's 7 games, and they've had 5 service breaks. That's a lot.
Reprise.
The 13th seed, Alex Corretja, has won the first set 7-5. And is serving with the break at 4-3 in the second set.
0-15.
That was a strange forehand and bounced it to the net. Just like that, a quick opening for Federer. Love 30.
Federer was having a long look at that ball mark from the first serve. It certainly looked as if it was a little bit long. This would be something, wouldn't it? If Corretja loses serve here, that's 6 service breaks in 8 games. Didn't quite get this forehand volley away as solidly as you would have liked. Federer had a crack at the pass. 15-30.
Break point for Federer, trying to get back on serve. Another break point for the youngster from Switzerland.
Good touch there to save a break point.
Didn't have to play it too fine, did he? Because he had Federer well behind the baseline.
He's way back there. Moves in, takes the ball early. No chance for Federer to reach this one. Not unless it was going to be a bad drop shot, but the execution was good. Got away with it.
Speaking of good execution.
That's very good hands. This is such a tough volley to play.
Federer.
And he meant to do that. You see how he cut across the ball with a racket? It's a risky sort of shot. You better be sure of what you're doing.
Third break point in this game for Federer.
Égalité.
Getting Federer out of court here, and very hard to pick the way he's going to hit his backhand. He lines up and you think he's going to topspin it across court. He can change direction as he comes down into the ball with a down the line shot. Very effective weapon.
Deuce. When you can attack like that and have an opponent at least 2 meters behind the baseline and get him to slice the ball, you should be in pretty good shape. Now game point for the Spaniard. See, that's what you get off that slice. It's high and the court's wide open.
Égalité.
That's not a bad tactic against Corretja when I see that. To wrong foot him on the forehand as he's moving to the backhand side. Cut it back to his forehand again, and a little bit of slice coming through. He's got such a big backswing on the forehand. He's probably going to mistime a few of them.
Well, he had some bite on that one too. He did one just a floater.
No, it got the line. I think it hit the net.
Avantage Corretja.
No,
Called out.
ball was called out. I thought it hit the net and it jerked it back in. Got a little bit of the line. We're up high on that line, but it must have just missed.
Rich is saying, whew. Got away with one there, so he's got game point.
Corretja.
Well, he saved 3 or 4 break points, but Corretja holds. And now Federer will be serving at 3-5, trying to stay in the second set.
5 jeux à 3. Cancer. 75.
Just looking at this stat board up here, Tony, Federer is only winning 42% of the points in this set on his first serve, which is quite amazing, isn't it?
Not getting many big ones. That's only his second ace.
Well, there's not many big ones, or he's not backing it up properly, but
Combination there.
should be around 70%.
Game to Federer. Corretja leads 5-4, and after the break, he'll be serving for the
Turning serve well, and when I look at Corretja, the same thing. Percentage of points won on first serve when it's gone into play, 51%, which is very low.
Yeah.
So either they're making unforced errors, and which I think they are making some. But I suppose we've got to give some credit to the returner serve. They both must be returning serve well.
I think that's the case. They both return serve pretty well, and if you can't knock somebody down with a service, which is difficult to do on clay, then you get into a rally, and this is who's got the ground strokes at the right time. We're on court Philippe Chatrier, the center court, and Alex Corretja, the 13th seed, is serving here to take a 2-sets-to-love lead against Roger Federer, the only unseeded player left in the men's draw.
Corretja serving for 2-sets-to-love, but the only difference I can see in the match, play-wise, I think they're pretty level. It's just that Corretja's able to hold his mental temperament and ability a little stronger when it counts. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he's keeping the ball in play more when it counts. Of course, that's his style of play, is the consistency off the ground. Federer is a bit more of a gambler. There's the patience of Corretja. Finally, it was Federer who took the chance and just missed. Got 3 set points.
Great tennis.
Oh, what a save.
Point of the match so far.
By far.
Now Corretja's forced into the net. He plays a pretty good shot, nice and deep, has good net position, picks up an unbelievable volley. Reflexes from Federer. Get out of that situation. Remember, if he loses this point, he's 2 sets to love down.
So he saved 2 set points. It's still a set point for Corretja. It was 40-love. It's now 40-30. That was a terrific point. Second set to Alex Corretja, 6-4. He leads 2 sets to love.
Corretja mène par 2 manches à 0.
Was the previous point. Watch this shot right here by Federer. Just half volleys from just inside the baseline. Hustles up. And now the reflex backhand volley for a winner kept him in the set.
It was like he had his racket waiting there for the shot, didn't he? The backhand volley.
Yeah, it's just here's some stats for you, Nuke.
First serve percentage, very high, very good for both players. His aces, double faults, winners about the same, unforced errors the same. Break points and net points won. So you can see on the stat board there that the set was pretty level.
Close,
as I was saying before. It's just a case of Corretja hanging a little bit tougher, a little bit more solid mentally than Federer on the big occasions.
Yeah, I think a little more consistent off the ground too. You know, he kept that ball in play. So the first 2 sets go to Corretja 7-5, 6-4. And now a long haul for Federer if he's going to win this match and take a place in the semifinals.
Reprise.
Well, the thing about Federer's game is that he just, on some of those big occasions, he tries for the low percentage shot when it's such a key point, and you just cut out. You don't go for low percentage shots when it's a very key moment of the match. You do them, and when you're ahead 40-15 or something, just to change the game up. And that's where Corretja's got a slight edge on him. 2 sets to love up. You'd have to think Corretja would win. I wouldn't count Federer out though. The talent's there to win this match. Be a long, hard road though. Federer another year out there, and I don't think he'll be 2 sets to love down in this match.
Just needs some more experience, what you're saying.
Yeah.
10-0.
You can see the flags are sort of standing straight out now, so the wind has picked up a little bit. It's overcast.
Cancer. Podcast. 40-30.
Game point for Federer.
Premier service.
These players' ability to hit the heavy topspin, if they can take that short ball that's fairly low and still put plenty on it, can't they?
Yeah, big wrist action. Really got to snap the racket head through the ball and get over the top of the ball. Lift it up over the net and still keep it in the court.
It dip quickly, yeah.
Avantage, Corretja.
Great point for Corretja, first game of the third set.
Goes like this.
And Corretja, he gets a break and leaves 1-love third set.
I get the feeling it's coming apart just a little bit for Federer at the moment, Tony. Mentally he's on himself, he's berating himself during that time. I think 3 or 4 times during the match he commented to himself how badly he was playing. I don't think he's hitting the ball that bad. It's just these, as I said before, the wrong times. He's playing loose shots.
Yeah, I think you can attribute some of that too to the pounding that Corretja gives you. He just stays on you. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He keeps pushing you, and anytime you give him something short, he attacks you, and you're constantly under pressure. And that's the veteran clay courter for you.
Well, you better not falter mentally when you're playing him.
That's right.
Otherwise, he'll be all over you.
Just a reminder that the next men's quarterfinal match following this match will be between Sebastian Grosjean, the number 10 seed from France, against Andre Agassi of the United States, who's seeded number 3.
Hands up.
one of those low ones that he whips right over the back of it.
Depth is the key there. If you hit this much topspin and you don't get it deep, it's really going to sit up for your opponent to have plenty of time to set up for the pass.
Corretja.
Game Corretja. His entourage is happy as he takes a 2-love lead.
Just in.
Looked like he might have missed it. Yeah, and it scraped across the baseline. Thought he would have topped that ball.
Half of the ball was out. The other half landed on the line. The mark.
47.
Handy game for Federer. Holds it love, but Corretja has a break and leads 2-1 in the third set, and he's won the first 2 sets 7-5, 6-4. You got both players talking to themselves. Federer has launched his racket like that a couple of times. They learn how to throw it, don't they, Nick? So they don't break it.
They better. There's a warning if you break your racket. And I love the way they do these shots. The different facial expressions and the mannerisms of the players. You get a pretty good idea. The pictures are telling the story.
This level, you better be able to compete well. You're not going to stay out there very long.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good temperament, Corretja. Nothing seems to really phase him out there. If he plays a bad game or a bad shot, he just immediately puts it behind him and gets on with the job.
On the right is Corretja's coach, Javier Duarte. He captain of the Davis Cup team, Luke?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Another strange point. Ball caught Corretja in a very awkward spot.
Good anticipation from Corretja, but not good play from Federer. He's had about 4 or 5 occasions where he's had a running forehand to play the pass, and every one has gone down the line.
You think he was there in time to go cross court with this one? It's tough.
Well, watch Corretja. He's way over there, just sitting on it.
But I'm saying if it's late enough, you can't get it back cross court.
No, he can flick it with his wrist movement on the forehand. He could get it back over there.
Okay.
Obviously, it's his favourite shot down the line, but you got to realise sooner or later, the guy's just sitting on the line.
Yeah.
A lob or cross court, something different.
30-15. Third double.
Again, Federer's down 2 sets to love. He's down a break in this set, 2-1. He's got 30 all point. I was thinking to myself, I wonder what sort of point he's going to play here.
Loose.
He plays a loose point.
Smart play by Corretja. Kicks it out wide. Closes in to block the volley off the open court. Fourth double. Tried to put a little extra on that because he was coming in behind it. Just hit it a tad long.
After that double fault, Federer said, I can't serve today. Well, he's getting 65% of first serves in for the match. That's pretty good.
You're not kidding. A couple of loose shots there from 40-15. Got to be careful here. They're starting to come in just a little bit more now, Nuke. Think that's a good idea?
I guess he's trying to make something different happen. He's down 2 sets, so he figures he should do something a little bit different. I don't think he's going to be able to serve volley a lot and hope to pull this out in 5.
Federer.
Federer does hold serve, but Corretja still leads 3-2 in the third with a break. To me, Nuke, at this stage, it's just been a little more experience from Corretja and a little more consistency. Would you go for that?
Yeah, I put the probably the experience more than the consistency. I'm looking at the unforced errors and not that much difference. 47 from Corretja and 52 from Federer. So I think Corretja's made quite a few more unforced errors today than I expected from him. But it's just that little bit of experience is the edge.
tighten a little bit when it's important.
He's a better big point player than Federer is at this stage of Federer's career. The other thing, if I was to give Roger any advice, would be, not to berate yourself out in court so much. Get down on yourself and start telling yourself how badly you're playing and how you can't serve and you can't do this. And that's just negativity.
Also, your opponent can feed on that kind of stuff. The players watch one another. So Corretja going at 3-2 here, third set.
If I was giving someone advice that are playing Federer, I'd say, look, just keep after him, keep after him, keep after him. And as soon as you see him start to get down on himself a bit, then you tighten the screws.
Yep. I always felt, as a player that if you give your opponent credit when they make good shots, there is less negativity.
Maybe some rain coming. I can see people putting their jackets on.
Yep. Pancho Segura in the straw hat, one of the most colorful players to ever play this sport.
Okay, go to the locker room. Go to the locker room.
I think it's just a little rain shower that came over. I don't know whether it's going to keep going or whether they're going to leave the court. Looks as if they possibly are, but it certainly doesn't. I'm looking around and it looks as if it just might be a quick shower that's passing over.
Well, a slight sprinkle here. We don't expect it to last very long. They don't predict that this would be a prolonged situation, so we're going to expect that the players will be back out fairly shortly. In the meantime, as you know, you're going to see Agassi playing Grosjean in the next men's quarterfinal match. But while this rain delay is in process, we're going to take a look at Agassi in his last round against Franco Scolari. It's a set apiece, and Scolari will start serving in the third set.
It seems to me that one could say that almost the essence of what Agassi does to you, the way he hurts his opponents when he's really clued in the way he offers them after one slap.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos passes rapidement s'il vous plaît. Zéro 15. Kelsa.
15 all. It's Fred Stolle on the microphone at the moment. A little bit of a hurry up. The boys took a short break and suddenly the players are back on court. So we've been thrown for a loop. So I'll keep it going until Tony and John get back. 3 games to 2 now. Corretja. 2 sets to love. Have everything going his way. My view on the match, I've been watching it alongside the boys, is that Federer's had many opportunities and just hasn't been able to mentally put it together. But Corretja, very stable in that area, and he has done very few things wrong today. 30-15. Missed it. Just overplayed it a fraction, so an opportunity now for Federer. Get back into the first set, and then had 6 unforced errors in a row. Lost 7 of 8 points. That cost him the first set. Had opportunities in the second to get even. Just a little fragile mentally at the moment, but he's got another chance now. Break point. That one long. Not by much. Corretja checks the mark.
Once. Einmal.
Signals that one is deep. Juice.
I'm on the other line now. Fiery, good job. Thanks for your help.
Thank you. Well, glad you guys, had a very quick break, didn't you? That one's long. It is now game point.
Avantage, Corretja.
Federer moves into the net on this occasion, as he has done so many times, and keeps his eye glued to the ball. Look, just about right onto the racket. He's like that the way he hits his backhand also with that shot. He watches the ball right onto the strings. Juice.
I was talking to Nuka as we were doing this match, and I was saying it just seems like the experience and just a little more consistency for Corretja has made the difference.
I said that when you guys were away, the fact that I've been watching it, and it just that he has had many opportunities. In my mind, he possibly could have won the first set.
Yep.
He lost 6 out of 8 points, 6 unforced errors in a row. So it's just been the experience, but hopefully he'll learn something from this match. Not over yet, though. So he's pushing Corretja to the limit, but when he gets in front, that's when he seems to play his worst tennis, Federer. He does all the hard yards to get in front, and then lets things lapse a little bit, and that is experience. I'm going to stay on the mics now. John Newcomb has to go and play in a seniors event a little bit later, so he's having a bite to eat, and I'll be joining Tony Trabert to complete this match. A little bit of cat and mouse here. Oh yes, brilliantly done from Corretja. He holds that one well, and that's a tough one to hit. You've got to roll the wrist at the last minute to hook that back.
Avantage, Corretja.
This is where they both keep the ball down low. Now it looks like Corretja's going to go down the line. Instead, he rolls it back cross court.
I think he'd have to go down the line on that one, wouldn't you? And then suddenly, just before it bounces, he rolls that wrist and just gets it back in front of Federer. So it's game point Corretja. Well, he put a pretty good stamp on that one. He moved in behind the approach shot, set it up beautifully, and when he got the high forehand volley, there was no mistake where it was going.
He's a solid volleyer, not spectacular, but he comes in behind such good things.
He can do it on pretty much any surface, Tony, too. Not so much on the grass, but even on the grass, he's got good returns. He's got big swings on the return of serve, but he shortens that down on the grass, and he's an accomplished volleyer and doesn't miss many off the ground. He's good on the hard courts in the US.
Yeah, Sampras. The 5 serve they played against one another at the US Open.
15 love. Just waiting for Lars Graffer in the chair. He's lost his headphones. Okay, now and all set. If there's a weakness in the Corretja groundies, it is the forehand. He misses a few of those, opens the body up just a little too quickly, and in this particular game he's found the net with 2 of them. 30 love. John Newcomb said many times during this match, that's where Federer makes a few errors. He's just got to tighten his game up a little bit. As a 19-year-old, you're going to expect him to do that in the next 2 or 3 years. He reminds me a lot of a young Pete Sampras at that age.
Well, you want to see a beautifully struck backhand. Good shoulder turn, good disguise on it. Can't tell which way he's going to go with it.
30 all. Another one there. And to get in position to hit that one, he had to take that extra little hop, that extra little step. He wasn't quite there, and then he measured it, had to take an extra little step, creates a break point.
And a big one it is. That's the same guy that just took a forehand, mishit it. It's a big serve and takes a forehand on the rise and hits a clean winner.
And it's break point as well.
Yeah.
The goods. One thing about Federer, that's the only thing that you must like about him. He doesn't back off when he's in trouble. He keeps going for it. Very rarely do you see him serve and volley on a second serve, but not a bad tactic when you know you're in trouble.
I think that surprised Corretja. He ended up swinging a little harder than he normally might have.
And he mishit it as well, so game point for Federer. Well, good service game. He survived. He was down a break point and got out of it. So still Corretja with a break and 2 sets to love. He's unseeded here. Is the only unseeded. Federer is the only unseeded player in the quarterfinals. And
that's not a bad effort right there.
It's a terrific effort. He's ranked number 18 in the world now, so he's come through. He was a junior Wimbledon champion, junior French champion. So he's done all the right things, and he's really made his presence felt now on the ATP Tour. He came from a ranking in 1998 of 302 when he was a junior. And he's climbed up 99, he finished up 64. The year 2000, he finished up 29. And now, just a couple of weeks ago, he reached the spot of number 18. Won one singles title so far this year, and that was indoors at Milan. And, of course, he reached the round of 16 here last year, where he lost to this man who has him at the moment. We'll be a little careful here because Federer has had opportunities, as I mentioned, in the first and second sets to get back into it, and then he's got back into it and then faltered.
And he has the artillery. I mean, he can, pop off a couple of quick winners on you and get a service break.
Missed the forehand again. That's a few errors on that wing, so Federer may have noticed that a little bit and may work that side over some the next couple of games.
This is the fourth time they've played, and you would think that Federer would know that by now if he feels it is a weaker shot. And as you watch this, I haven't gotten the sense he was going to try to just hammer that forehand side of Corretja.
Love 30. When that ball lands just mid-court or just a metre past that service line, he just plants that front foot, doesn't he? And just steps into the ball. It's just pretty to watch. Backhand winners there, 10 for Corretja and 3 for Federer.
But he's so confident in that kind of shot, and well, he should be. It's a soundly produced shot, the backhand from Corretja. And when it's short, he gets it high on the bounce and punishes it.
Corretja's been to the quarterfinal stage of Grand Slam competition 5 times.
It's the 4th consecutive year he's been to quarters here at Roland Garros. He was a finalist 1 year.
Lost to Moya, his friend. That's 2 shanks in a row. And you can see the frustration.
That means he's not watching the ball. He's played too much to do that. Keeps his eyes on it.
Game point, Corretja.
Time is starting to run out on Federer. Once again, he comes up with it when he needs it. The disguise on the forehand, he could go either way. It looks like he might hook it cross court. That's what Federer thought. He sort of flinched to his right.
Drops the head of the racket way down with that, doesn't he? He nearly hits the ground with it.
But it's so low.
Yeah, you don't know which way it's going to go. 5-3 now, Corretja.
31.
Love. A lot of shanks here today, and as Tony mentioned, taking the eye off the ball, he's looking for that cross court, so Alex Corretja is going to have to come out and serve for the match. 2 sets to love, 5-4, he leads.
Federer has broken Corretja 3 times. He broke him once in the first set, twice in the second. He's been broken 6 times. So it's his last chance.
Yep. Pretty nice conditions today. We've had just about everything here except rain, and they had. I was surprised they went off at that stage. It threw everybody by surprise, because I think they walked off for about 3 minutes and just came back on again.
Yeah.
There didn't appear to be any sense of urgency of going off for 20 minutes, because it was just a very quick sprinkle of rain. And it wasn't so much the court. The court can take a lot of water, but it's the lines, the tape lines that are down there. Once they get slippery with a little bit of dust on them, they become dangerous. And you can see Federer there just having all sorts of problems.
Then you worry too with the rain. You got to worry about your strings and your racket and the balls.
Well, Federer's been worrying about that without the wind and the
Yes,
rain.
he has.
He's been saying, "Hey, take these off and get them restrung." And so he's in trouble now with Alex Corretja serving, replacing the semis. He's seeded number 13 here. Could be a lucky number for him this year. Saw it in the air and moved in behind it.
Yeah, he's got the opening right here. He thinks he's going to get away with it there. Good stab volley. That's all Corretja could do, but couldn't recover in time.
Love 30. He was here on Corretja's last service game as well. Made it right on the line. Brave enough to go for it. That's what we like about this young fella. He misses some easy ones when he's in front, but he plays his best tennis when he's behind, and this one, a magnificent shot. 3 break points now to even it at 5-all.
15-40.
Corretja just keeps the pressure on you. He moves you side to side, topspin on both wings.
Yeah, the pace doesn't bother him either. He likes that.
And Federer's gone to the slice backhand a little bit more, which maybe is not a bad idea. It stays a little lower.
Still 2 break points. Just pace of shot. Pace of shot from the big forehand from Federer. Got him in some trouble today, but now it works. Gets him back even. 5-all. As I said, we can't write this young fellow off. He'll still get out of this match. There's been a lot of 5-setters played over the duration of the past week or so here at the French. Three 5-set matches, and Federer was in one of them. I think it was second round. He was down 2-0 and came back and won in 5.
That's Sargsyan. And he won in 4 against Sanchez.
Sun is right there, man.
5th double fault.
Talked about the sun there, looking into the sun, so he's got to adjust his ball toss. The sun is out at the moment. Oh, that's nice. Tough volley to make, and he did it well.
This one comes straight at him.
Talkers.
Here's the approach. This ball comes straight at him. Watch him get to the side of the ball a little bit. Yep, he got off to the side so he could go inside out with that volley. Solid forehand volley.
He didn't panic when it got down low on this one. It wasn't a perfect shot. He hesitated a little bit.
He's good and solid. Get that ball run away after it hits the ground.
30-all. It's a brave shot at 30-all. Full-blooded swing. 40-30. Again, Tony trying to play the slice we were just talking about.
Yeah, but not trying to do that much with it, just getting it onto the forehand side. He wasn't going for an outright winner. That's why he's upset with himself for missing it.
Oh, I don't know what he was thinking there on a solid return of serve. You're playing a tempered drop shot at this stage of the match. Again, there's just a little bit of lapse in concentration, and that's where he's had problems in this match today. It's match point. Sorry, it's not match point, it's break point. Well, once more, Federer is going to be a little disappointed because he's worked so hard to get back into this match, and he's done it on numerous occasions, and then when he gets even, plays the type of game that he played there, and that's allowed Corretja once more to take the initiative, and it's 6-5. He serves, leads 2-0, and you can see Federer there just looking up to his group saying, what am I doing here? Break points won, 4 of 12 for Federer, 33%, and Corretja a lot better in that department. And that again brings out the experience that we've talked about. Corretja now knows that he's got to go out there and try to do what he did last time round, serve it out.
Got to do it differently though, doesn't he?
Yep, and that's the toughest thing. But this again is when Roger Federer plays his best tennis. And he played a couple of loose shots. That attempted drop shot at Juice off a returner serve hit the bottom of the net, and that's got to give Corretja a bit of confidence. Packed house in here, as you see the circle of the 4 Musketeers, and that's the coach, Corretja's coach, Javier Duarte. He's one of about 4 or 5 coaches that handled their Davis Cup team last year, and they won the Davis Cup, first time ever for Spain.
Once again, when Corretja gets a short one, he hurts you with it.
Very quick to get in position he was, wasn't he? He realised that one was going to come back short. He's just scuttled in there in a hurry.
And didn't overplay the next shot. He just put his opponent in more difficulty and got the easy overhead to win the point. Federer is hitting some of these slice backhands. He's staying in the point a little bit longer. This is giving Corretja the opportunity to make a mistake now and then. After 2 hours and 34 minutes. Good effort.
Smart play by Corretja there. He wasn't quite comfortable with his first attempt to get in there, and so he stepped back a pace and ripped it back into the forehand, not trying to overplay it, just as Tony mentioned a while ago, put Federer under a bit more pressure before he came in and said, okay, you got to pass me. He made the volley, and now it's match point. 2 of them.
That's not what you expect from Corretja.
That's the toughest thing to do, though. I don't care what anybody says. Serving for a set, something else. Serving for a match is a little bit different. You just that one, the arm didn't come through the way it's been all day, and it's just the tension of the moment.
Still a match point.
Two backhands. Boy, it looked as though he had Federer on the ropes halfway through that rally. Pushed him way back with a very nice deep backhand.
Thought he might come in. Of course, that's not his normal play, but he has been in some.
I thought he was going to serve and volley. He took about 4 steps forward and then decided not to. So it's juice. He's getting tight.
3 errors in a row.
That one that made barely halfway up the net, and Corretja there has just showed himself how I'm getting the elbow. He just didn't do anything off that at all. Yeah, you see the
getting tight.
Break point, Federer to send this into a tiebreaker. Didn't panic. I thought he was going to come in. Stayed back, and that shows that he's nervous as well.
Yeah, I think earlier in the match he would have come in behind that first one, and when he's done that, behind good things, he's had easy volleys, and he's made almost all of them.
Juice.
Coaches get nervous.
Match point once more.
Avantage.
For the third time.
Think he might serve and come in? It's not his instinct.
Not his instinct, no. He's having trouble bouncing the ball, I think. Well, Federer can't believe his luck.
Égalité.
He's been up against it all day, and finally he's down match point. You see the smile on his face there. He apologises to...
Very insincerely.
Yeah. Apologise to Alex and says, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
But I'll take it.
You bet he will.
Juice. Corretja, the veteran in his situations. He's got a lot more experience at 27 years of age against the youngster from Switzerland, 19. And it's match point number 4.
Oh, delayed call. Got everyone excited.
What a brilliant finish.
Corretja. Roland 7-0.
He looks to his entourage
7.
back in the players section and the international section there, and a terrific victory for Alex Corretja. He's just been sneaking through the draw at number 13, and young Roger Federer, well, he did a super job, but he's got a little bit more to learn, Tony.
He does indeed, and these are learning experiences. He has nothing to be ashamed of. He's had a terrific event. And again, I think it was a very close match. The scores would indicate that. And again, just a little bit of immaturity, a little more consistency, I think, for Corretja paid off. So you start to wonder there was match points got away, particularly when it was Corretja who was getting nervous, couldn't pull the trigger. But a solid performance for the Spaniard. Very happy, and he moves out in the semis.
Yes, he's been there before, and he will take on the winner of the match that we're going to see very shortly between Sébastien Grosjean from France, and he's seated number 10, and he takes on Andre Agassi, the third seed. It's going to be interesting to see how the crowd react to Grosjean and Agassi. Agassi, big fan here, or the crowd love him. I like this one. Look at that little step that he takes there, that extra step just to get in position to make that one. And Javier Duarte there, the coach for a number of years for Corretja, is pretty pleased with that effort. And indeed he should be, because Corretja has been struggling up until the last few weeks. He came into World Team Cup competition a couple of weeks ago and did not lose a match there, and played some pretty good tennis and was confident coming into the French Open, and that's the best time to do it. In the meantime, this is the draw for the men. Gustavo Curtin is through against Ferrero, Juan Carlos Ferrero. That'll be a humdinger, that one. That's they played in the final of the Italian a few weeks ago, and Corretja now waiting for the winner of Grosjean and Agassi. And just whilst we're waiting for Grosjean and Agassi to come out on court, Philippe Chartres, it'll take 10-15 minutes, time to bag the court. We're going to show you a match played yesterday, quarterfinals of the ladies singles.